Hello.
Hello.
Hello, you are.
What can I do for you guys?
I'm the pastor here, Father Bob Chalice.
Nice to meet you, Pastor.
And you are.
What's it matter?
I'm an election judge here at this precinct. I'm going to have to ask you to take it beyond where the signs are out front.
I'm going to ask you, since you're obviously, I'm going to ask you to not politely call the supervisor of elections, Don Gray, and confirm that is only for advertising. That has nothing to do with filming. Because if you want to try and say that has to do with filming, I find it quite amazing that at 6:30 this morning, I watched TV 20 interview Don Gray himself, not in the lobby, but in the polling area of the Casey's this morning.
The difference is he was a news guy doing a story. You're sitting out there just filming people, and people are complaining. Why should we have the ski mask outside filming everyone as they're coming and going?
What's the number?
It's 31 degrees out here, young man. It's cold.
Number for the election?
He's in there talking to John Gray inside, one of the precinct committee members. I don't know if we get hold of him or not.
Okay.
So
And that's what you're supposed to do.
we're trying to get hold of someone from the church we know.
This is the pastor.
Oh, you're the pastor.
Yeah, I just happen to have been in the church.
Okay, Pastor, thank you for getting hold of you. Like I said, but this is the church property, so if he wants you to leave, ultimately it's up to the pastor.
Young man, you've already came out here citing false accusations. So right now, whatever you say means nothing to me. So I suggest that you go back inside and leave me alone.
I'm not.
I've not bothered anybody. I've not spoke to anybody.
Can I finish? Can I say something? I'm just reporting what people were saying to us inside the table.
I don't care what people are saying to you.
People are complaining that you're filming them going back and forth.
And that is not illegal. So until you learn that, then go back inside and leave me alone.
Now you're creating a nuisance at the polling place. Now that is
you
illegal.
created a nuisance by coming out and approaching me and creating a scene.
You're yelling.
Now I am going to politely ask you to leave me alone for the last time.
No.
Do you understand?
We're election judges. This is a polling place. You're with the pastor of the parish. You're raising your voice. We're talking to you. Do we raise our voice?
Really?
You're raising your voice to us. You're yelling.
When 7 people come out here to make threats on somebody doing a lawful activity, that's considered intimidation.
If you want them off your property, you can tell them to leave your property. She's checking with John Gray if he's allowed or not, so we know if it's legal or not. That's all they're checking inside. I came out to see what's going on.
And that's what I asked him to do. So until you learn that,
on the phone trying to get hold of Don.
leave me alone.
Can you please keep your voice down? You're disturbing the people around
You are bothering people by coming up to me, so leave. I'm creating a scene. You come up to me, you create the scene. Practice that First Amendment. That's what you should be doing. That's why you're here to vote. That's why you came here to vote, so you can do that. That's right. That's right. Say again, brother? I'm trying to get B-roll footage so I can do a little bullshit film, and everybody's got to freak out about it.
They're freaking outside.
Let them freak out, because I've already dealt with. I've already been to 6 other polling places and had the county already come to one place, And I've told them every single time they're supposed to. They need to talk to the board. What do you do, man? You can't help.
They're freaking outside.
Never. Not everybody can be educated. You got. And when you tell them to call your own boss and find out for sure, they don't want to do that. What do you do?
How are you today?
All right, young man. What's your name? Since you unfortunately got called here and
My name's Ed. What's your first name?
Ed, what's yours? What's your name and badge number, sir?
Ed Higginson. My badge number's 545.
Thank you, Mr. Higginson. My name's Mike.
Hi, Mike.
I appreciate that. I've already. You heard me talking to this the gentleman walking by.
Just because I'm not familiar
Yes, sir.
with
Yes,
stuff.
sir.
Are you just monitoring the polling place?
I'm just getting some B-roll footage, sir.
Sure.
And that's all I'm doing. I'm going to tell you right now. I've already been doing this already 4 other places today.
Okay.
Counties already came out. They'll at one place.
What were the other places?
You
The
can call.
reason I ask is because some places are different when it comes to private property, public property. That's the only difference that I can think of right now.
Okay.
You may be a little more vested in some of this.
That's all right. That's all right. Hey, everybody, I can't remember every single thing, and I don't expect you to remember every single thing. What happened was earlier today I was over by the fairgrounds, polling place there, and I've been to Casey's already today. I've been a lot of places footage, just people coming in and out. I'm assuming you've been voting for probably 20 years. I'm gonna guess you're my age. I'm gonna guess, unless you've been partying too hard. Don't tell me you've been partying too hard. But when I was younger, if you would see 5-7 cars in this parking lot at this time of the day, they were patting themselves on the back at the elections office because it was a decent turnout. So to see this many people come out, today
For a midterm election.
exactly, any election.
It's not even a
election.
presidential election.
For me, any election is where. Hell, before they never came out during the presidential elections, but just getting some B-roll footage because there's so many people. So I'm gonna put.
Did they talk to you or?
Now, what they did was they came out here all aggressive,
Okay.
and I asked them politely, please call the director, the supervisor of elections, Don Gray,
Yeah.
which is what. Well, they wanted it. 2 of them came out, and after I told them that, he comes out, starts barking orders, tells me I'm trespassing. He started off by citing false laws. So right there, that tells me he doesn't know what he's talking about.
What laws was he starting?
He's telling me I couldn't film right here, and I already know that I'm allowed to because the director Don Gray told them earlier today I'm allowed to film. What everybody gets all upset about, they try saying 100 feet of sterile area. 100 feet of sterile area applies to political advertising.
Correct. You're not doing any advertising.
Exactly. I was going to say I'm all in black. I don't know what party is choosing black these days. So I don't know what.
My concern would only be because of private property. If you're not here to actually vote, it's whether or not you have a right to be here to film. That's my only question that I'll end up asking them, because I'll go talk to them for a minute and stuff.
When it becomes
because this is still private property. I know the polling place is active.
When they turn this into a publicly accessible area, which is what they have turned this into right now.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with
that
you.
makes this right now
access.
Public property until that polling place closes. Exactly.
Same as a news crew coming out here to
Exactly. And that's the only thing I want to clarify with you, sir, is to make sure that we both agree on that. And if we don't, we'll figure it out another way some other day. But it's just one of those. I'm just here getting some B-roll footage of people going in and out. If people are all upset about someone filming them, it amazes.
Shouldn't go to a public place.
It amazes me because you know how many
I'm filmed all the time.
You know how many YouTube videos I see of security cameras. So that's a private property. A private property person put somebody.
Well, let me go talk to the pollsters real quick and make sure that we're all in agreement and stuff. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Higgins, for being professional. I appreciate it.
Do you have your ID on you?
Young lady,
This is Officer Martin. She's actually the neighborhood police officer. Yeah. She works in community work.
We haven't met.
That's the only reason she's stopping to talk to you.
I'm going to just deal with you, Mr. Higgins. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I
appreciate it.
Together.
Right now, you've started out by
Identifying you. What's your name?
Right now, you're starting out with giving me a bad impression of your intentions. When you come up and you approach somebody who's done nothing wrong, and you don't even know if they've done something wrong,
What's your name?
you immediately ask them their name.
What's your name? Do you have an identification on you?
Right now, you are acting quite strange.
Professional manner. That's what I
No.
do. What's your name? Your name? Are you familiar with the other officer? Is that why you haven't produced the identification? Does he know you who you are? Yeah, I'm recording too. That's what we do. We record. Looks like you want to record. What's your information? Do you have an ID on you?
Do you always act so strange? Do you always act like a domestic terrorist?
I'm just asking who you are.
No, you're acting like a domestic terrorist.
Interesting.
Correct. I've got two cops standing here.
Yeah,
One of them demanding ID,
yeah. We're all
and
we're all recording. Okay.
and
We're all being held accountable for our actions.
I find it quite strange. You want to act this
Yeah.
this rude
We all have
and
it.
not act
Yep.
like a human being. Do you always act like an alien to people you approach?
What's your name, Todd?
Do you always act like an alien to people you approach?
You look familiar to me, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. What's funny?
Oh, you're funny. See, the guessing games that you play just shows your lack of investigation skills and your lack of communication skills.
Yep, that's me lacking.
Well, then I suggest that you just leave right now and let Mr.
Oh.
Higgins deal with it.
Well, that's not who it is, but sure. I'm here to support the other officers. That's what
No,
we're
you're
doing.
here to threaten lives and destroy people. That's all you came to do. I never heard Mr. Higgins ask for backup. I never heard him tell you, I need this
We
person
do.
interrogated
Our protocol is our
500
protocol.
questions and
Yeah.
bothered and like a
Yeah.
domestic terrorist. I never heard him give those directives to you when he walked away, did he?
I don't believe that Officer Higginson is my supervisor.
Really? So
yeah.
how are you helping him?
It's
If he never asked you for a damn thing, how are you
all
helping
have a
him?
responsibility.
Really?
Yep, we have our own protocol.
Really?
Yep,
Following the law part of your protocol?
absolutely. That's
Your
what
department
we do.
shows me that you can't.
I don't understand that statement.
Your department's giving me a proven track record, and you're just backing it up completely right now. Rob, correct?
Correct.
How are you doing, sir?
Not doing too bad. Why are we up here today?
Just getting some B-roll footage.
All right.
And I've already been out. To a few of the other places. And one time over at the fairgrounds, the county showed up.
Right.
And I asked the county guy, and so we ain't wasting police resources time. What should I be saying to people when they come out all freaking out? And I said that he didn't really have a suggestion. I said, well, I'm going to tell him I just want him to call the supervisor of elections to verify what is legally allowed and what is not. Because so many of these judges, I've been with 6 different places, Phil.
Right.
Volunteer giving me issues, and this is the second one. But and I said, please. I told them what happened was 2 people came. I was out here getting some B-roll footage. 2 people came out, started barking orders saying I couldn't be here. I'm trespassing. And right there, that told me they don't know what they're quoting false law. And when you want to quote false law on me, and I know what I'm allowed to do, I'm not going to.
Well, you are on private property right now.
This is public property when it becomes a polling place. When it becomes a polling place, it becomes publicly accessible until 7 o'clock, and then it's no longer publicly accessible. So And I told them when they came out, 2 people came out, a pastor and somebody, a judge, and I said, please call the supervisor of elections, Don Gray, I believe is his name,
Right.
and he's going to tell you what's legal and what's not. Because I had the guy over at the fairground, he got all upset and came out and told me that the 100 feet had to be sterile. 100 feet of sterile, I know for a fact, is for political advertising. I'm not wearing blue or red or any. I don't know any affiliation that has claimed black as their. So I'm not advertising anybody.
Right.
I told them I'm here to student spirit. I'm not in here. And I'm not officer. Deputy Butterfield is who I had an interaction with earlier.
Right.
If you go on YouTube, you can see my video right now of his interaction. And he said, as long as you don't interact with anybody. Don't talk to people, stay out of the way.
Right.
You're completely legit. And that's what I've been trying to do. But after 2 people came out, more and more people start approaching. And they start, when I'm surrounded by 6 people, that's a threat. You understand what I'm saying? So my voice rises. When they
At
start
some
telling
point, do you
me,
have your balaclava up?
I've been smoking a cigarette the whole time, so how can I pull? You understand what I'm saying? I've been smoking it. Yeah, I've been smoking a cigarette the whole time. Can you tell? I only remember Robert Jones, Mr. Jones. I'm sorry, I forgot your last name. But he, when I got people surrounding me, I'm gonna tell them, raise my voice and tell them, you need to call the supervisor of elections to get this figured out before you waste the police's resources and come here.
Hang tight, let me talk to my officer real quick.
No problem. Officer Higgins, I believe, is inside getting it figured out because I believe he's gonna speak with the supervisor of elections just to verify and everything.
Yeah, the complaint is the aggressive.
This guy?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Go ahead. Yep, go ahead. There's no need to film me. Did you produce your identification? We still haven't gotten that. I'm glad that's entertaining to you.
See, this just once again, twice now, this reifies your lack of investigation skills. You could have just gone and asked that man right there what my name is.
Why would I ask
He'll
you?
tell you my goddamn name, and you're just too stubborn and too
There's no need to
rude
shout.
to even
Nobody's
to even
shouting at
understand why I don't want to talk with you. If you would be polite and respectful,
Nobody's
like
being rude.
Mr. Jones has been to me
Nobody's being
every
rude.
interaction, you'll get nothing but respect in
Nobody's
return.
being rude.
When you come off like a Nazi soldier,
I don't believe anybody's coming.
that's a Nazi soldier tactic. What's your ID? Where are your papers? Where are your papers? I remember Nazi soldiers.
You're going to go into my car if you continue to disturb the public.
I
Stop
remember
it.
Nazi soldiers
Stop.
telling people those
You
same
look around,
things.
the public does not like what you're saying.
Well, it's called free speech. It's called free speech. Have you heard of it?
You cannot alarm
It's
the
protected
public.
by the First Amendment. If you're alarmed by free speech,
The
you should
people
leave this
around
country.
You have a right to peacefulness.
should leave
and
this
you are not
country.
being very peaceful.
You're just being rude
Nobody's being rude. I'm telling you that it is not appropriate.
by acting like a Nazi soldier and demanding ID. That is being rude.
That's a pretty offensive statement you're making.
No, that is the truth. If you don't like to be associated with such type of people, you shouldn't act like that type of people. You should act with some respect. When you give respect, you will get respect.
Your chummy behavior with certain officers is not necessarily appropriate. So I'm glad
Young
that
lady,
you
you're
feel
the last
very
person
chummy.
to tell me what's
I'm glad you're
appropriate
very
and what's
chummy
not.
with them, but we are all
You're
doing
the last
same
person
job.
I would ever listen to with your
We're all
Nazi
doing
tactics.
Again, that's inappropriate. Hey, Scott, they're backing up.
See, if you do some investigation skills like you
You do
tell,
not
like
need
you
to
say
speak
you're
with me.
doing,
You have not
you
cooperated with
would
anything
get
I
on the phone and
requested.
call the county and see who the guy was filming over at the fairgrounds earlier today. They'd be happy to provide you that information.
Yeah?
But
How'd
you
that
don't
go?
want to. You don't want to do the easy thing. You want to do the corrupt Nazi thing and try
Again,
and
that's
violate
offensive.
people's rights.
It's very offensive.
And
Not
next
not
thing I know, you'll be
appropriate.
shooting me in my back when I turn around too.
Not appropriate.
That's the type of things that you do.
You have made quite some interesting comments about somebody you do not know.
No, it's comments. I call them pretty obvious perceptions of the facts.
What is it that brings you here today?
Man, you just don't listen.
What is it you'd like
How
me to
did you
listen
get
to?
how did you get on this force? Because you pay attention like
Yeah.
I've already said 4 times what I'm doing here today, and
Yeah?
you pay
To
attention
who?
like
Who
nothing.
have you spoken to? You spoke to me about what you're doing here? I don't believe so.
Well, since you were rude to me the whole time, you'll get nothing but rudeness
Not
back.
been rude to you at all. Just asking who you are.
All right, Officer Higginson is just wrapping up in there. He'll
Thank
come
you,
on
Mr.
out here
Jones.
and
I
talk to
appreciate
you
it.
and explain what all is going on.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Mr. Jones, and I appreciate you being professional, and I'm happy to see that you showed up here. I know that you are in the Springfield Police Department are trying your hardest to follow the laws and do it the right way, and to be respectful in the same token.
Well, like what we talked about.
And I please want you to
What are we doing?
You're good.
don't take my attitude
I
towards
need this
her
information.
as I said to her. You've come with me
That's
respect,
okay.
and I'll
He's
give
gonna-
you respect,
Right.
and that's all you've ever treated me with, and that's all I'm ever going to treat you with.
This direction.
You saw me turn around. I saw you were
expect it to
familiar.
be.
I was more than happy to come up and consult with you. And so,
Well, like what we talked about last time before the state fair, is, we're into constitutional policing, and if you're following your rights,
I'm
we don't-
trying to follow the rules, sir. You know that. You know I don't want to break the rules. You know I've got privileges I like to keep.
Right.
Yep.
Officer-
I talked to their election officials. They agreed with both of us on everything, and then it was the same things that we talked about before.
Thank you, Mr. Higgins.
You're here in the public place. The only thing that that you have to make sure of, don't let them put you in a position where you can say they have to say you've done wrong.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I
Because
don't-
I said you're out here. You're not interfering with either of the entrances. You're not telling people.
I've
Yeah.
only said hello or how are you doing
After people
today?
have interacted with you
yes,
is
sir.
when they've gone back.
Yeah, and the most interaction I've had with anybody is smile and a nod and a head nod. And if they say hello, I'll say hello, or sometimes I'll just say hello out of curiosity,
Do you have
out
your
of
current
respectfulness.
address for you, please?
So
I have
that's
your
one of the.
information. What's your current address, please?
See, this Nazi tactic right here that she's pulling right
See,
here
this is
has
so-
just
you're
that's
so
ruins
obnoxious.
Why
my
don't you go ahead?
taste
Why don't you
with
just
her.
deal with Officer Higginson?
Yeah.
Thank you. Remove her from the scene because she is acting intimidating, and I've just had enough of her. I'm sorry, but
She's just doing part of her job.
and I understand. And Mr. Higgins, if I was doing something wrong, I want you to take me to jail because that's what
I'd
you're
rather
supposed
not.
to. Well, if I refuse to comply with you,
Yes.
I want you to do.
Yeah,
I
to
want you
respond
to. Yeah,
accordingly.
exactly.
Yeah.
And when somebody, I'm sorry, like that, you have my name. And the Springfield Department, the
Yeah.
state. Do I fear you guys?
You've
do
filmed
I fear you
officers
guys?
before,
Yeah.
and there
Do I
hasn't gotten
fear you
an
guys?
incident?
No. What I fear is somebody like that, right there. Because when you want to do that, if I have my door kicked in, I'll be shooting, unloading, because of that right there. When she has my name already, and then she wants to
we
know.
don't kick in doors.
But you understand. This is the point I'm making. When you have Nazi threats like that, that's telling me you're wanting to come back at a later point and make threats on my life, and that's what I don't like. I want her to understand that she needs to start with respect. And I'll give her respect.
One of the reasons we ask for full details on somebody, it's called questions of pedigree. And all they are is questions about a person, their name, their date of birth, and their address are the three things that we use to say this is so-and-so. And that's why.
And I know, Mr. Higgins,
Yeah.
but in the same period, if I was anonymous, I wouldn't worry about a later date of being charged with something. But because you guys know my
anonymous,
name,
I wouldn't have actually come here.
My whole thing is had I withheld my identity, then I never have to worry about a later date of somebody doing something, having a warrant for me for something that I know I did legit. And when I don't have the video,
I wouldn't worry about too much about that because you really don't find a lot of those. Because let me put it this way. I'm not going to write a police report that cites you with a crime that you didn't commit, because the person that's going to be at fault is not going to be you. Even if I went and got a warrant, it's going to be me for writing a police report that says you did something wrong that you didn't, because I'm not wanting to jeopardize my career and my pension over that.
You were one of
a lot. Officer Chan's like me. Him and he's very similar to me.
But the younger a lot of the younger ones,
some
they want to just push the limit, and if they're willing,
they're less patient.
Like I told them, if they're willing to violate one of my rights, they're willing to violate all of them and shoot me in my back too. And that's when I got a problem.
It's a big escalation.
But it's just one of those. If you want to, if one's okay to do, where's the end? You understand what I'm saying? Where's the end stop? So,
I say there's stages. People have points where you have a comfort boundary that is different than mine. I have a comfort boundary where I can walk up, I can ask questions, we can talk back and forth. At the same time, I could go to somebody else and go, I don't want to tell you nothing, but you need to tell me something because I'm here for a complaint, and now I have to do a little more questioning, and it gets more abrasive. And I don't want it to get abrasive.
Yeah, no,
but at the same time, different people are different.
I want to give you the information that you need to figure out what
I need to do for anything.
What I want to do is I want to provide you the information to make a determination if a law's been broken by anybody.
And you've been perfect for that today.
And if I have not provided you with that information, then you're left with only one side of the story. And from there, you're more than likely going to assume that story is true, and I'll be going to jail, which is not an acceptable feature because I don't like money leaving. If I want to spend money, it's not with you guys. It's somewhat...
Correct.
I like poontang, and I'd rather spend... and that stuff gets expensive real fast.
I'm not going to fault you there.
So it's just one of those, it mind boggles me.
Well, since you're going to be filming, polls are open.
What time
it's
is
5 now. How late are the polls open?
Till 7. I'm
till 7?
going to get probably about another 15, 20 minutes with the video coming in and out.
Are you going to any of the polls? So if I get a call, I know what I'm going to. If somebody makes a complaint.
I doubt I'm going to make it to another one because I'm going to have to charge batteries and stuff like that. But if I do, it's going to be... I don't think there's any other ones close in this area.
There's one over on Old Jacksonville Road.
I hit that one.
Okay.
You talking about the KCs or the?
No, the one at the VFW.
No, that's going to be too far away from you. So
okay. Well,
I doubt I hit any others. And I'm sorry you guys have to come out.
I'm not worried about it. I'd rather come out for nothing than have to do a whole ton of work and write a bunch of paper. So keep doing the same thing you're doing. Don't worry. As long as you're not inhibiting anybody going to the polls and interrupting them, you're fine.
The way I interpret the wording in the pages, it basically says no interaction with people if you're filming.
Correct.
So that means I'm not allowed to talk?
Well, let me put it this way. If somebody's walking to the polls and they see you and they wave and you say hi and that's it, that's not an interaction. That is a customary greeting. But if you turn to them and say, who are you voting for today?
What are you here to do or what are you voting for
they
today?
haven't even gotten to vote yet, and they're being impeded.
Impeded.
So as long as you stay in those boundaries, you're good.
Thanks, Mr. Higgins.
You have a good afternoon, okay?
No, the evening now.
Oh, yeah, evening. That's our daylight savings time. I'm not used to getting dark this early.
I'm hoping they get rid of it. I heard there was going to be a vote on maybe in the next election nationally that they might get rid of daylight savings time because it causes so many
Daylight
heart
savings
attacks.
time is terrible, but I do like to fall back where I get an extra hour of sleep. So I'm on the fence on what I'm going to choose there.
You're going to have to think long and hard on that vote, sir.
It may be my retirement time when I choose on that.
You have a good evening, Mr. Higgins.
Thank you.
Thank you. I got that on film. I got that finger on film. A polling judge giving the camera the finger. That's good. That'll look good when your boss sees that.
You know what? I don't give a shit what you say.
Oh, Andy cusses too.
I don't care what you
Now he's mad because the police scolded him.
Isn't that interesting? Fascinating. A man standing outside the polling place. Fascinating. You know what this proves? Nothing. Proves nothing.
Oh, that's funny. I want to get her license. Her
Heading out, Mike?
no, I'm just seeing what car hers is because when if she ever pulls me over, I know I've got a serious issue and I need to get a hold of one of you guys. 608 L608. Excuse me, young man. I'm sorry to be in your way.
Like a rock chip.
You guys gonna eat dinner now?
No, not yet.
Not
A
yet.
little later.
Did-
A little later.
Well, is it still three shifts for the Springfield Police, or did you got 4 shifts now?
We have an overlap shift now in the evening because it gives us more officers between 7 p.m. and 4 a.m.
It used to be 7 to 3, 3 to 11, and then 11 to 7.
Similar, but they're 9-hour shifts.
9-hour shifts now?
It gives a little overlap, so officers aren't coming off at the
That
same
sucks.
time.
That sucks.
It's not bad.
I don't like working 9 hours myself.
I got friends that work 12s.
And I do too. There's days there's 16s, just like you guys, and they just never end. They don't. Seems like there's more of them than not.
Mike, you have a good evening.
No, Mr. Higgins, I can't thank you enough, sir. I really cannot thank you enough,
So
sir.
no one makes a complaint. I'm probably going to write my little paperwork that I still have to work on. I'm going to sit over there, and if somebody needs anything, you can call on your cell, and I'll come over.
No, Mr. Higgins, I just don't. My only concern is that this officer right here is going to be aggressive when I leave here.
She's not going to be aggressive.
And want to try and pull me over.
No.
And I won't allow. I'll wait her out.
Let me put it this way: if an officer that you have issue with pulls you over, still pull over and say, "Just ask us, can you start, Sergeant or not?"
I will.
But the
Before
thing
I
is-
had to. That's how
but
I know
I-
Mr. I don't know if you know if he explained to you. That's
Sergeant Jones?
Mr. Jones. That's how I know Officer Jones. I had to request a supervisor before.
But in a traffic stop, while you're waiting for them, they can still ask for your information.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
give
and
them that
I'm
stuff. Well, because I don't want you in a position where you didn't provide what you were supposed to.
Mr. Higgins, I'll let you know right now. I'm under the belief when I'm on the sidewalk, I'm a free white man, and you have no authority over me. When I'm in that car,
Pluses and minuses on that. Yeah.
but
Pluses and minuses.
When I'm in that car,
You're subject to the Illinois Vehicle Code.
I now have to provide a form of ID, insurance, and registration upon request.
Correct.
I will give you that. I won't give you much more at that point until I see a sergeant. You understand what I'm saying? But,
Yep.
And I have no. You know I study. You know I'm studying. I've studied the laws and what I can and cannot do. I'm not here to shit on anybody's parade or
The
fight
more
with
people
them.
that are more knowledgeable about the law, the easier it is for everybody.
Exactly. And my feeling is if people see a few of these videos, they see what the proper way to communicate with a police officer or somebody, and know a little bit about the law first before you go try and do shit.
Exactly.
People will understand how to make you
have a
guys'
good
jobs
night.
easier. Thanks, guys. I hope you have a good night, man.
I'm going to try.
I hope it's uneventful. I know last week you guys had crazy shit all over. I'm sorry that you guys had to come here. I don't like you guys wasting time.
darling? Young lady? Young lady? She dropped... You dropped something, darling. I didn't know if it was your registration card or not. No, hey. Never good to your personal information out there, young lady. Hi, darling. You look beautiful, darling.
Huh?
You look beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Have a beautiful night.
You too, darling. Thank you for voting. It's nice to see so many people turn out to vote, darling.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah. Now you have all year. We can complain, moan, and bitch as much as we want now. So that's right. Thank you, darling. You be safe. You too, darling. Be safe driving home. How y'all doing?